theory that came out was they said that Doctor. So, shout out to Josh, Den of Nerds. He put out this theory, and it really had me stumbling. So, he has this theory saying that Doctor Doom will kill Peter Parker. Den of Nerds put out this theory saying that Doctor Doom will kill Peter, and basically he talked about the fact of how Doctor Doom is most likely going to come into the MCU after in the end credits of the Fantastic Four. That's been the big rumor that's been going around. And he talked about the fact that in Avengers Doomsday, Peter could get the symbiote at the end of Avengers Doomsday because it will be perfect. It will be perfectly lined up leading into Secret Wars. And he even talked about how it could possibly be where we get a Spider-Man film with just Peter with the symbiote. So I wanted to hear how you would feel about that theory. Like,
I
would you want Doctor Doom to kill Peter and him get the symbiote that way, or would you want it to happen like another way?
I'm torn because as much I think big deaths are important. I'm sold on the idea after Endgame. But at the same time, I don't want to see characters like Spider-Man die because it's my favorite character. And I also don't know if I like the idea of Doom getting the symbiote. Number one, I don't think he needs it. And number two, if they are going to use the symbiote, I don't understand a world where they could. I'm still confused to how they built up the Venom Spider-Man crossover. Remember Venom, Let There Be Carnage. The post-credit scene was basically Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man No Way Home, the post-credit scene was basically Venom. And it seems like we're not getting a Venom Spider-Man movie unless that's what Kevin Feige was kind of hinting at with this off-world thing, which I don't really think it is what he's hinting at. And I don't know where Doctor Doom killing Peter Parker and getting the symbiote really comes from, but it's not a theory I have.
Yeah, so I think that a lot of fans are feeding into that thought of like Doom gets unmasked and Peter sees him, looks like Tony, he freaks out, which very could possibly happen, whatever. I think that it will be very predictable for them to go that route of Peter Parker getting killed by Doctor Doom, getting the symbiote. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to do something different because they are creators, and I think they're going to go a different route that way. But would that be cool? Of course, Doctor Doom killing Peter, that would be freaking awesome. But I think that and we've heard rumors, obviously, that Peter is going to be a focus in the Avengers films, but we can't downplay the beef that is Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom, and that's the beef. That's the beef, and that's I think what a lot of fans are going to, and because we haven't gotten the Fantastic Four film yet, and the fact that we haven't gotten to see Victor Von Doom and Reed interact with each other.
The other thing,
a lot of people haven't seen those two collide yet.
The other big thing here is I always thought that this Secret Wars was the 2015 Secret Wars. However, this theory, if he's, and I guess some people do think it's going to be the OG Secret Wars, and that's what happens in the OG Secret Wars. So it's not a far-fetched theory.
Yeah.
But the reason I think it's the 2015 Secret Wars is because they've already confirmed Incursions, and Incursions is the Jonathan Hickman Avengers saga, also known as Time Runs Out. In my opinion, it's the greatest comic run of all time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, but I guess they can pull from, I'm sure there'll be some nods to the OG, but I do think that the main story is going to be the 2015 because the Incursions, because obviously with Fantastic Four, and that storyline leads into the 2015 Secret Wars. 2015 Secret Wars is a real in-depth character analysis on Reed and Doctor Doom. The best Doctor Doom stories are character analysis because this guy is a very richly layered character. He is deep. He is not someone like Thanos is a little more simple. Thanos is, I believe in balance. There's not enough resources. I'm doing a good thing here. I'm killing half, the population, and that's as deep as it gets.
Yeah.
And it works for him. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying how it is. Doctor Doom, not so much. And that's the other thing I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking with the casting of RDJ. I think RDJ is someone who could play a richly layered character. And I know some people are like, oh, well, Iron Man's simple. He's just, a rich playboy, arms dealer. Well, that doesn't mean that RDJ hasn't played, rich layered characters. And he did in Oppenheimer, and he killed it as Levi Strauss. So the other thing here is I don't think they're going to kill Peter Parker. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it because I think that if they had to be honest with themselves, the cost of killing off both Iron Man and Cap, and I'm not talking about all the logistics that went into it because I don't think it was entirely their choice. I do think that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. wanted, at the very least, a break from the MCU.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were able to keep paying them what they were paying them at the time. But I don't think that I don't think they realized how difficult things were going to be without Iron Man, without Captain America. And I don't think they want to go into the next MCU saga without their prime number one major character, at least while the dust is still settling. Because we know where they're going to go into the mutants and the X-Men and that whole thing. And, technically they could do that without Spider-Man. However, Spider-Man is the number one Marvel character by any measure.
But let me add a but though.
Well, let me finish this real quick because we're gonna get into my Miles theory.
Oh God, here we go. This is why I was trying to stop you. Oh, just go.
I do think they're gonna bring Miles in, and I think that is their best bet. But I don't think they're going to kill off Peter Parker. I do think that we're gonna have Peter and Miles simultaneously.
Okay, but I'm gonna add that in there. But I do think that if you just not kill him all, but if he does die, then he gets the symbiote at the end of the film. That would be cool. That would be kind of cool.